Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Now today I've got something a little bit different, and I'm going to stay with a country that I'm familiar with, that is the UK, and I have here one of their Mark 4 emergency flying rations. Now I believe these are for downed aircrew behind enemy lines to give them 24 hours of energy and nourishment. So let's get this on a table and see what this little pack contains. And so, as you can see, I now have here on the table this very small British emergency flying ration, Mark 4. This particular one was packed in 2018 and best before 2022, so it's a little bit past its best, but I'm sure it would be okay. So I believe these are emergency flying rations with pilots if they get shot down, 24 hours worth of energy, or hopefully until they get picked up. So it's just designed to fit into your flight suit pocket. Simple bit of tape, waterproofing tape, just to seal it, like the old style tobacco tins they used to have years ago. So I should just pull the opening. So a nice bit of tape. Oh, I've just torn it, but never mind, I'm not going to be reusing it. It would be a reusable piece of tape, I'm sure. So what does this British emergency flying ration Mark 4 actually contain? So first off, we've got a nice little tin and good waterproof seal around the edge there to keep it all sealed. I suppose that would make a sort of signal mirror as well in emergencies. I don't know if that's catching the light. There is a large pack of boiled sweets, and from what I can see, that is it. These look like just the boiled sweets we used to have in the British rations when they was in the box, which has been removed now. A large packet. There is also a pair of what I assume are hangers to hang the tin to boil the water, and some instructions on how to use. So it says this is a special ration for use in emergency. Eat about 12 of these sweets each day, one every hour or so. Use the tin for drinking. The tin filled to the brim holds about 1/3 of an imperial pint, and on land a tin may be used as a small cooking pot. I don't know if you can read that. Small cooking pot to make a hot sweet drink. Dissolve 2 or 3 sweets in 2/3 of a tin of boiling water. So not a very large looking ration, simply a load of boiled sweets. But let's get these out on a tray and see what they look, and more importantly, taste like. And as you can see, I now have here laid out on the tray the very sparse contents of this Mark 4 emergency flying ration, and as seen in the opening, it just is a simple tin with some very basic instructions. I'll just see if that will focus, telling you eat one of these sweets every hour and how to turn some of them into a sort of warm drink. So we'll try that. We'll try turning something into a warm drink. But apart from that, we have a couple of what I assume is pot hangers put over the fire. Now if this is an emergency flying ration, I would have assumed they would have included some waterproof, windproof matches and maybe some fuel to get a fire going. I would have thought the last thing you want to do in an emergency situation behind enemy lines is to start lighting fires and generating smoke. But again, without any sort of ignition, as in some flameless windproof, waterproof matches, that's going to be tricky anyway. So the pot does actually sit under the rim quite well the pot holders, and it does make a pair of handles. You could see how this would be able to be suspended over a heat source with a couple of sweets, but very basic, very disappointing. I would hate to be an RAF pilot behind enemy lines with this for survival. Anyway, I know cutbacks within the military, the British military, were bad, but I didn't realise they were this bad. Start off, I think we'll try just having, there's two varieties of candies. These are, I'm sure, the same ones that used to be in the British Army boxed menus when there were boxes back in the 2010s. Alright, so individually wrapped red and yellow candies, sweet. Very firm, very hard, not even the best quality flavour. I would suggest the red ones are cherry, but they're not that great. Disappointing, disappointing, disappointing. They're not brilliant. I am going to reboil the kettle, so I've got it as hot as possible. While I do that, I'm going to try the suggestions. Let me take this one out of my mouth. Very medium sort of flavour. I'll try the suggestions and dissolving a couple of them in some hot water to make a drink. So there is one of the lemon. Let's see what happens. Bearing in mind there isn't even any water purifying tablets either, so I would have thought that would have been a must, some water purifying tablets if nothing else. If you cannot boil with water, you still need to sterilise it. So there's two of the candies. I'm just going to give it a little bit of water, move this out of the way so you can see, and we shall just bring in the US MRE spoon and give that a little bit of a stir. So I'm assuming you're meant to be doing this over an open flame, generating smoke for all the enemy who will be searching for you as a downed pilot. I'm sure they'll have dogs out after you, units of soldiers hunting you down, and there you are, trying to hide, having to light a fire. Like I say, one or two hexamine or other flame smokeless fuels would have been a good idea. Now they are dissolving very, very slowly. There is a smell emanating from there of a lemon sort of cold remedy. In the UK we have Lemsips, which is a lemon paracetamol based cold remedy. You add hot water to and drink. I don't know if they have those in other countries. I'm sure they must have something similar, but there is that lemony smell. Now it's taking its time to dissolve. It is going, but it's a slow process. So I'll just have a taste of this lemon flavoured sweet drink. Even dissolved, it's not even that pleasant to drink. It's not that flavourful of lemon. There's a slight lemon background. It might take away some of the flavour of a dirty water being boiled, but it doesn't even taste that sweet, seeing as there was two in that small amount of water. I know this is supposed to be an emergency, desperation, energy boost, a few bits of sugar over a 24-48 hour period, but this has to be one of the worst rations I've ever come across, and supposedly for emergency situation probably one of the most useless. So I would have thought, I'm very disappointed. I would have thought there would have been at least been some matches, fuel, maybe a bit of chocolate, some stock cubes, but just to find a bag of very poor quality hard-boiled sweets and nothing else. Shame on you if the Royal Air Force are being issued these as an emergency ration. But I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification button for future videos coming very soon. So thank you and goodbye.